Chapter 1. The Valley. He opened his eyes. That was the beginning. There was no pain, no fear, no confusion. Just light, sky, breath. The grass beneath him was cool and soft. The world stretched out in every direction, quiet and wide. No buildings, no voices, no paths. Just hills, sky, air, and him. He didn't know what he was. He didn't sit up. He didn't panic. There was no urgency in his limbs, no memory telling him to rise. So he stayed where he was, looking at the blue. Time passed. Eventually there were footsteps. They approached slowly from the edge of the hill, calm, deliberate, not hunting, not afraid. An old man appeared at the top of the slope, tall and robed in white. He carried a staff and walked with the air of someone who had never needed to hurry. His beard was pale as snow, his face lined with age but not weak. His posture was strong, his presence strange. One of his eyes shimmered with the light of day, not just blue but filled with drifting clouds and a glowing sun. The other eye held stars in darkness, like the sky at midnight trapped behind his brow. They weren't illusions. They were the sky itself. The boy didn't flinch. He just watched. The old man stopped a few paces away and stared down at him. Then finally he said, "Well, that's new." He looked around, then back at the boy. "I know this valley," he said. "I've known it since before the hills had names. I've stood here 100 times and spoken to kings and cowards alike. But you," he knelt slowly, "you're not one of them." The boy's face didn't move. The old man narrowed his eyes. "You're not even in the weave." He lowered himself to sit cross-legged on the grass. The staff lay across his knees. "I'm not being poetic," he said. "There is a pattern to all things, a flow of time, choice, consequence. I see it all. I remember what was. I watch what will be. You're not in either." A beat of silence passed. The boy blinked. The old man tilted his head. "You don't know who you are, do you?" Another blink. "You don't know your name?" The boy said nothing. No hunger, no fear, no shame. The old man leaned forward, staring into the boy's eyes. "There's nothing behind your face. Still nothing." "That's fascinating." He sat back with a grunt. "I've spoken with shadows and demons. I've argued with prophets, but this..." He gave a short laugh. "You're not a blank slate. You're a gap in the slate." The boy finally spoke. Quiet. One word. "What?" The old man froze for a moment. Then he smiled. "You can speak. Good. I was beginning to wonder if you even had breath." "I do." "Apparently." He watched him for a long moment. "Do you know where you are?" "No." "Do you know what you are?" "No." "Do you care?" "No." The old man gave a satisfied nod. "Good answers." He pulled a small pouch from his robe and sprinkled something into his palm. A few seeds, smooth and black. He tossed them casually onto the earth. "Most beings need a story," he said. "Even lies will do. A name, a memory, a mother. Something to pin themselves to. You don't seem to need anything." "I'm here," the boy said. "Yes," the man agreed. "But how?" The boy didn't answer. "You're not part of the pattern," the man went on, more to himself now. "I felt it the moment you woke. A silence in the noise, like something was removed from the song without disturbing the melody." He looked up at the hills. "That's never happened before." He looked back at the boy. "And yet, here you are." The boy studied him. "Who are you?" "Ah," the man smiled. "Good question. You can call me a walker, a rememberer. I've lived more years than the stars have songs. I've seen things die before they were born. I give gifts to those who matter." "I don't matter?" The man laughed. "You don't even exist, boy. That's the point." The boy blinked. "I don't mean that you're not real," the man added. "You're real enough, but there's no string tied to you, no thread, no fate. You're standing in the river without getting wet." "I see the grass," the boy said. "Yes." "I feel the wind." "Yes." "I'm sitting." "Clearly." "Then I exist." The old man leaned forward slightly, eyes glittering. "You appear. But I've seen illusions with stronger footprints than yours. You have no shadow in time, no past, no future. The boy was silent. The old man sighed. It's like something cracked open the world and poured you in. You don't fit, but here you are, staring at me like none of this matters. The boy said nothing. The man looked at him for a long time, as if trying to see through the skin to find an answer. Then he stood slowly, brushing his robe off. I've come here 1,000 times, he said again. Each time I meet someone who's about to change the world. I offer them a gift, power, knowledge, warning, something they'll need. He lifted his staff, pointing it at the sky. The sun dimmed slightly like it was listening. But you... Change? The boy didn't move. I don't have a gift for you, the man said almost apologetically. Not yet. I don't know what you are. Then why are you here? Because something impossible happened, and I had to see it. Silence. The wind passed through the valley again. A few birds cried out high above, but did not land. Even they kept their distance. The old man turned to go, then stopped. If you ever become something, he said, not looking back, I'll know. I'll come again. And maybe then I'll have something worth giving. He looked over his shoulder, sky eyes sharp. But I'm warning you, the world is not kind to things that don't belong. He stepped away, fading into the light like dust caught in wind. The boy stayed seated. The sun crossed a little further through the sky. He did not move.